What's going on, hustlers across the nation? This is the Gig Accountant. My name is Naz, and I'm a licensed CPA in the state of New Jersey. I'm also an accountant at a Fortune 500 company. Today, I wanted to share with you guys the three core differences between an bookkeeper position versus an accountant position. So let's get started with this. Number one, education. A bookkeeper doesn't necessarily need advanced education or training in order to perform the duties of their job, nor will a job position often require anything more than a high school degree. A bookkeeper could have a high school education, an associate's degree, a bachelor's degree, an accounting degree, but no advanced education is required, generally speaking. So a person that is working in this role could have a varied background, varied educational background, from high school education to advanced college education. It's not necessary for the role of a bookkeeper. A bookkeeper may be educated, informed about the double entry accounting bookkeeping system, or they may not. With the advent of automation and technology and software, a lot of the bookkeeping and accounting can be performed by the bookkeeper, even if they do not have too deep insight regarding those matters, and it is automated by the software. On the flip side, an accountant is a highly educated and trained professional with advanced degrees, a university degree in accounting, bachelor's degree in accounting at least, professional licenses such as the CPA license, which requires in most states 150 credits, which goes above and beyond a normal bachelor's degree. It goes into master's level degree. So a lot of accountants will have a advanced education, so bachelor's degree, master's degree, professional licenses, CPA license, and other certifications and designations. They will be trained and educated in accounting standards, tax code, and other accounting policy and guidance and best practices. So that's kind of the first main difference, which is the education. Moving on to the next core difference between a bookkeeper and an accountant is the number two, job focus. A bookkeeper is generally focused on transactional record keeping. A bookkeeper is generally focused on transactional record keeping, whereas an accountant is focused on producing summarized financial reports for consumption by end users, often external users. So a bookkeeper's job focus is to ensure that they are recording all transactions that the organization is executing. So they have to ensure that this is all recorded in their system, where they are keeping track of these transactions. And these transactions may be recorded under double entry system or may not. As I mentioned earlier, with advances in technology and automation, the role of a bookkeeper has been lifted up somewhat in a lot of organizations, since the software and automation has removed some of the manual intensive nature of that job. A lot of bookkeepers have been demanded to lift up their role and to also move on to roles that were traditionally within the scope of an accountant's role, and that is producing summarized financial reports. Now that said, since the bookkeeper often lacks the training and education regarding generally accepted accounting standards, generally accepted accounting principles, and other accounting codification and best practices, these are non-GAAP financial statements. So this is something that is not going to be used by external end users. It may be used internally, or it may be used by privately. So this is in contrast to the job scope of an accountant, as an accountant is trained and educated in generally accepted accounting principles, tax code, and other accounting best practices. The financial reports that they are producing is often going to be in compliance with GAAP, US GAAP, or other standards. They have the training and education in order to be able to produce these financial reports and to classify it into the appropriate accounting class. So that is the main difference between the job scope, job duties between a bookkeeper and an accountant. Okay, moving on to the number 3, the third difference between a bookkeeper and an accountant, and that is the employer. A bookkeeper is often employed by an organization that is non-publicly traded. So the reports that are produced are not going to be released to the public. It is used internally, it's used privately, and it's used within the organization. An accountant will generally be employed within a organization that is a publicly traded organization. And these organizations are required to release to the public financial statements, summarize some financial statements that are in compliance with US GAAP or IFRS or other accounting regulation and accounting best practices. So an accountant has the training and education in order to be able to release these reports and to produce these financial statements in compliance with those accounting standards and codes. Alright, so that's pretty much summarizes the 3 core principles regarding the differences between bookkeepers and accountants. So I hope this video was helpful for you guys. If you guys have any thoughts or comments, feel free to leave it in the comments down below. If you guys enjoyed the content, feel free to hit that like, subscribe, and notification bell. Alright guys, that's all I got to say right now. So you guys, be safe out there, work hard, work smart, stay hustling, and have a good one guys. Peace.